Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Good Lord, Lawrence, why are you slapping a monkey?
Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than what I should. Yeah, Hollywood, well kiss me good. Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than...
Welcome to my final review of 2014. It is only right, at least to me, to give you guys a review of a movie that starred Robin Williams, and that of course is the, once again, Shawn Levy directed, once again, Alan Silvestri composed, and once again, Ben Stiller starred in Night at the Museum, The Secret of the Tomb. Now, I've seen a lot of reviews of this movie, and a lot of people have basically said that it's just mess, so of course my expectations going in were very, very low. However, I adored the first movie, and I even enjoyed the second one quite a lot. So I was really expecting myself to just go into the theater and just see a great, heartwarming, feel-good movie. And that's exactly what I got from Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. I just love the fact that once again I got probably a more heartwarming movie than I anticipated, and I just loved everything that this movie had to offer. Not a great movie, so I'm not going to give it 4 stars, but I just loved how the story in this film truly comes full circle. We see the origins of the tablet, we see the new setting that these characters have their new adventure in. Now, I have to say also that I really was expecting this movie to take place at the Louvre in France and not the British Museum in England, so I was quite surprised that they took this turn, but again, for the story it made so much sense. But quite frankly, I don't know if it's just me, but did everybody want to see the Mona Lisa come to life and maybe be like this crabby old woman that sounded like Estelle Harris from Seinfeld? I mean, that's what I was expecting. I would have loved to see something like that, but once again, what I loved was you get this brand new sense of wonderment, pretty much like the way these characters and these exhibits were waking up for the first time in the British Museum. It's something new that you got to see, something extraordinary, just like in the first two, even though you do have your recurring cast of characters, which of course is a beautiful cast starring Rami Malek, Patrick Gallagher, the great Robin Williams, Owen Wilson, Steve Coogan, and this time we get a couple of new cast members like Rebel Wilson and Sir Ben Kingsley, and Dan Stevens, who played Lancelot, which truly was a good piece of the movie that I really enjoyed. He really was funny. He kind of had like this little Monty Python feel to it, but there were so many other things that really made this movie great to watch. There were some great special guest appearances by some people that you probably were not expecting to see in this movie at all, and their scenes really were perfect for the small amount of screen time that they had. And it was funny. It had some jokes that were from the first movie. It was like you were sitting in the theater, you were waiting for them to happen, like Dexter slapping Larry in the face, or Teddy Roosevelt scaring Larry. Also, Ricky Gervais had a lot more screen time in this movie, and it was really cool to actually see him get that screen time, because he is a great British comedian, and even though he has been in all 3 films, I feel like we got a lot more from him in this movie. When you get to the end of the movie, you shed a little bit of a tear because the story really has come to a close, but you also get this beautiful final moment from Robin Williams, and also when the lights go up, you get a beautiful commemoration for him and, of course, the late Mickey Rooney. There were 2 things, however, that I wasn't too happy about. I didn't like the role that Larry's son played in this movie, not just because of the fact that it was a different kid playing Nicky, it was just I didn't appreciate the story that revolved around him, and it just didn't feel like the on-screen chemistry that he had with the original boy that played his son was there. It just didn't seem that way, and I think that it was because of that that the story felt a little weak. And the other thing that I wasn't happy about was the fact that Kamen Ra, who was played by Hank Azaria in The Battle of the Smithsonian, seemed to not even exist as far as the story goes in this movie. They literally wrote him out completely. Akhman Ra's father seemed to have no acknowledgement of Kamen Ra whatsoever, and that really upset me a little bit, especially if you want to put the continuity into the total package of Night at the Museum. But it really was a great way to end it. I really enjoyed myself with this movie, and I'm glad to know that this was Robin Williams going out on a real high note. It really did feel that way. So I'm going to give Night at the Museum, The Secret of the Tomb, 3 out of 4. I really think that you should go see it, especially if you enjoyed the other movies. I mean, again, I loved the second one, not as much as the first, but I still did. And I really feel that these 3 movies as a whole are great. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the Season 4 finale of Up From the Underground. Actions speak louder than words.